Good morning to everyone, student. Here we are going to have exercise 15.3 from chapter number 15, class 8 NCERT Maths book. So here is the first question. Draw the graph for the following table of values with a suitable scale on the axis. Here what we have to do, only two questions there in this exercise. 15.3, only two questions is there, and both the questions is a graph question. Okay, you have to look the coordinates and then you have to plot a graph. So here is the first, cost of an apple is given. What is the cost of an apple we are having? Number of apple, that means one apple cost rupees 5, 2 apple cost rupees 10, 3 apple cost rupees 15, 4 apple cost rupees 20 and 5 apple cost rupees 25. So just you have to plot a graph between the number of apples and the cost of an apple. Second part we are having, B part, by a distance traveled by a car. So distance traveled by a car, that means time and distance is given. At 6 a.m. distance traveled by car is 40. At 7 a.m. distance traveled by a car is 80. At 8 a.m. it travels 120. At 9 a.m. it travels 160 kilometers. So just you have to plot the graph between time and distance. Next one, how much distance did the car covers during the period 7:30 to 8 a.m. Here the question number B, we are having again some questions, sub part of the question number B, that how much distance a car traveled during the period of 7:30 to 8 am. 7:30 से लेकर 8 am तक वो कितना डिस्टेंस ट्रैवल करेगा, दैट वी विल आंसर आफ्टर ड्राइंग द ग्राफ. ओके, second part of the question what we are having, what was the time when the car had covered a distance of 100 kilometers since it starts. So how much distance it will be, what will be the time when it travels 100 kilometers distance, that will be between 7 to 8 am, isn't it? Interest on deposit for a year. Next question, here we are having the graph, you can see on the screen that 15.3 we are having. Okay, now first thing is that take a graph and first of all draw x-axis and y-axis on that. Okay, this is x-axis, this will be y-axis. Second is that we have to take an appropriate scale. Okay, so one box or 1 unit is equals to, we are going to take how much is the cost of an apple. For one apple 5 rupees, so that we will take as 5 rupees. So here we are going to mark origin O, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, as the number of apples are 5. So here we are going to mark number of apples on the x-axis. Okay, on the y-axis cost is mentioned, so here we are going to mark the cost. Okay, on the y-axis we are going to mark a cost. So here it will be 1, 5 rupees, then 10 rupees, then 15 rupees, like this. Again I will draw. It will be x, it will be y, here it will be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. This will be cost for the y-axis. Okay, this will be x-axis we are having. Zero, y, x, 1 apple, 2 apple, 3 apple, 4 apple, 5 apple. So here it will be number of apples. Okay, on y-axis and x-axis. Then cost on y-axis is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Cost will be marked on the y-axis. Okay, now as we know that 1 apple cost rupees 5, so it will be here. 2 apple cost, 2 apples cost rupees 10, so it will be 3 apple cost rupees 15, 4 apple cost rupees 20 and 5 apple cost rupees 25. So you can see a straight line you will get. Here it will be, you can mark as 1, 5. Okay, then here you can mark as 2 apples, how much cost? 10 rupees. Then here you can mark 3 apple cost 15, 4 apple cost 20 and 5 apple cost 25 rupees, like this. So like this you will get a graph. Okay, Moving toward the B part of the question, it is said that taking a suitable scale for x and y axis we are having, that is unit 1. You have to take a scale as, okay, as given here. You can take the scale according to your wish also. ऐसा नहीं है कि इसमें जो लिखा है वही आपको स्केल लेना है. ओके, आप स्केल अपने अकॉर्डिंग भी लिख सकते हो. दिस विल बी अवर, HOUR. ओके, इट विल बी अवर्स. Don't get confused that one at the x-axis 2 unit is equals to 1 hour we had taken, and y-axis 2 unit is equals to 40 kilometers we have taken. Okay, so drawing the graph, this will be x, this will be y. As we know that it does not start from 0, डायरेक्टली स्टार्ट 0 से वो 1 2 3 4 ऐसे काउंटिंग में, रेगुलर में काउंटिंग में स्टार्ट नहीं हो रहा है, इसलिए इधर यहाँ पर वाई एक्सिस पे zigzag आएगा. ओके, लाइक दिस अ zigzag path will come. So here 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. Here as we know that is directly does not start with the 0 or 10 or 20. So here we are going to have 40, 80, 120, then 160. Here this will be the time and this will be the distance. Okay, now the first one is 6 o'clock the distance of the car is 40 kilometers. At 7 o'clock the distance of the car is 80 kilometers. At 8 o'clock the distance of the car is 120 kilometers, and at 9 o'clock the distance of the car is 160. So here this one will be the straight graph. Clear? During the period, now we have to answer some questions given over there. During the period 7:30 a.m. to 8 a.m. the car covered a distance of 20 kilometers. Second, the car covered the distance of 100 kilometers at 7:30 a.m. since it starts. Taking a suitable graph, taking a suitable scale we are having. Okay. Now moving toward the next, we can represent the deposit on x and interest on that deposit on y axis. A graph given is in the C part. Some question is asked over there, isn't it? So in the C part, if we are going to consider the x as a deposited and y as an interest, so we will get one more graph. That means you have to draw over here. It is being given, just have a look. A simple graph it is there, no complications is given. X-axis you are having 1000, 2000, 3000 like that deposit amount, and on the y-axis you are having 80, 160, 220 like this. This amount is given in the question, just you have to draw a graph. Moving toward the second question of this chapter, we are having question number 2. Here again two data is being given, that is side of a square 2, 3, 3.5, 5, 6, and perimeter is given. The side of a square when it is 2, it is given 8, 3, 12, 3.5, 14, 5, 20 and 6, 24 is the perimeter. Is it is a linear graph it is asked. So after drawing only we can say whether it is a linear or not, isn't it? In the same way for the second part also we are having side of a square is given and area is given. So you have to plot and say whether they are the linear scale or not. So first thing is that take a graph paper, draw x-axis and y-axis as it is given over here, and after drawing just plot it. Whatever the distance, whatever the coordinate is given, that coordinates you have to look and you have to plot it. So we can see over here in the question number 2 A part, we are getting a linear graph when a graph is drawn between the side and a perimeter. Okay. Clearly you can, it is visible. And in this B part of the question we can see that when a graph is plotted between the side and the area, we are not getting a straight line graph, isn't it? So it is not a straight line graph. Clear to everyone? So dear student, here we are going to conclude our video. Okay, so this chapter number 15 is completed, and our चैप्टर नंबर 16 बिफोर हैंड वी हैड ऑलरेडी कंप्लीटेड. मीन्स चैप्टर नंबर 15 कंप्लीट हो गया है, आपका कोर्स भी कंप्लीट हो गया है. यहाँ पर चैप्टर नंबर 16 हम लोग ऑलरेडी पहले कर चुके हैं, एज इट इज़ अ वेरी स्मॉल चैप्टर, दैट्स वाई, इजंट इट? सो हियर आवर कोर्स ऑफ क्लास 8th NCERT मैथ्स बुक्स इज कंप्लीटेड. नाउ फ्रॉम मंडे ऑनवर्ड्स we are having, or from tomorrow onwards we will have revision questions. Clear? So prepare for your exam. All the best. for today we are going to conclude our video. In the next video we are going to have the revision questions. Okay, so thank you everyone.